प्रारंभ करने का। सर्वप्रथम मैं आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। आयुष समृद्धि की हमारी ये 1170वीं वेबिनार है। 1370वीं, क्षमा चाहता हूं। तो ये भी क्षमा चाहता हूं कि हमारी व्यस्तताओं में, हमारी ओवर बिजी शेड्यूल में कुछ रह गए थे। पृथ्वी बचाओ, सेव अर्थ फॉर नेक्स्ट जेन, ये 1370वीं वेबिनार अर्थ आवर को डेडिकेटेड है। वी डेडिकेटेड to the noble cause to save Earth, and we have titled this webinar as Save Earth for Next Gen. If we will definitely not able to use it wisely, our next gen will suffer horribly. So without wasting much time, I would like to appeal all the audience that please save Earth, please be eco-friendly, please be against global warming so our earth can be saved. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I would like to request Professor Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji, ex-principal, Government Ayurvedic College, Guwahati, for his valuable comments.
Namaskar. Good evening to everybody. Respected distinguished guests, eminent speaker, ladies and gentlemen. I, Professor Dr. Vishnu Prasad Sharma, welcome all of you to this AYUSH SAMRIDDHI webinar on Safe Art for Next Generation. Most vital subject today we have. In this webinar, we have eminent speaker. I want to welcome Dr. Suparna Sanyal Mukherjee, Associate Professor and HOD, Department of Education, School of Humanities, Sikkim Skill University, Bolpur. Namaskar, madam, and welcome you to this AYUSH SAMRIDDHI webinar. Next, I want to welcome Dr. Soikat Kumar Basu, Executive Research Director, Performance Seats, Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. Namaskar, sir, and welcome you to this AYUSH SAMRIDDHI Save Art for Next Generation webinar. Once again, I welcome all the eminent speaker, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to this important webinar on AYUSH SAMRIDDHI webinar, Save Art for Next Generation. Once again, I welcome all of you. Thank you. Namaskar. Over to Pawanji.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I really communicate my sincere thanks to Dr. Sekat Kumar Basu and Dr. Suparna Sanyal Mukherjee ji that they really select those subjects for which nobody is there. Excellent, excellent. I salute their knowledge. I salute their oration capabilities. Really great, great. Professor V.K. Agnihotri sir, ex-principal, Haridwar Ayurveda Medical College. Respected Professor Agnihotri.
Thank you. Namaskar Sariko. First of all, we welcome all the guest speakers of today's this webinar based on the Prithvi Bachao or Save Earth for the next generation. Rightly choosing the topic, Prithvi Bachao or Save Earth. Actually, when we say like this is the Earth planet, which is there where it was. And how when we save our approach to save Earth is meaning that we have to save the natural status of Earth, then only the life will survive over Earth. Point is that we are converting the natural status of Earth in the terms of constructing newer multi-story buildings, cutting the naturally available jungles and trees, and making the cause of flood, making the increasement in the size of the ozone layer, and becoming the cause of the skin cancer, and so on and so forth. So when we say that save Earth means, it was also a Earth hour. For that we have to put off all the electric appliances, even the lights, for an hour. So that is also an approach to leave 1 hour's electric heat from the users on the Earth. So Earth planet itself has got natural form of mountains, rivers, trees, jungles, and animals of wild nature. So many houses which are they are serving to us for the sufferers. So many things are there. Even mines, pearls, diamond, everything is on Earth. So it will only be available when we will be in position to be careful, sincere, and wise to maintain the natural status of Earth. That's the matter, is that we have to save Earth for the next generation, for the cause of availability of potable water, availability of pure oxygen, means pure air, and the site to shelter. Of course, the bread also. So these words are there. If these points are taken into consideration, we will be definitely serving the earth for its maintenance geographically. Thank you so much, and we are eager enough to have knowledge from our guest speakers. Over to Professor Pawan Sharma. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. I welcome now Dr. Suparna Sanyal Mukherjee, madam. Welcome, madam, for your valuable speech. You are ocean of the knowledge. Welcome.
Okay. Very good evening to the all dignitaries and AYUSH SAMRIDDHI. I convey my best regards and gratitude to the all dignitaries who are present here, and also giving a salutation to this AYUSH SAMRIDDHI platform, who has given me such an opportunity to say something regarding the Save Art for next generation. It's a very burning topic today, because we have reached such a era where we are actually living in a dangerous situation. The saving art is a very good and very important and very uh, interesting topic for discussion today. And we should know and we should be aware for the saving art and how we can save the art. It is a very important point for us. So I would like to express my knowledge on this particular aspect, like the save art for next generation and anthropological implementations. First, I can emphasize on the 7 aspects. You can ask me why 7 aspects? Because everything is 7. We can get the visual, the 7 colors. We can get the 7 oceans, continents, 7, music, sare gamapa, padhani. So these are the 7 order. So in this 7 order, I would like to express my first is general ideas. What is the general ideas? In general ideas, first we have to emphasize on the 3 kingdoms. The 3 kingdoms like plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and the mineral kingdom. Plant kingdom, without plant kingdom, art is not able to sustain. For the sustainability, plant is required and plant kingdom is necessary. Afterwards, then the animal kingdom. So animal kingdom is also related with the plant kingdom. So, and then the mineral kingdom. This mineral kingdom, it is the natural resources. Whatever is present in the ground of the earth, that is the natural resources. And it is regenerating. And at the same time, we all are continuously surrounding and we are related with each other with this plant, animal, and mineral kingdom. This plant kingdom, there is we know that scientifically we have calculated and scientifically we have divided the kingdom, then the animal kingdom too. So from the single cell to multi-cell. This multicellular animals like the human being. So place of human being in the animal kingdom is in the topmost, because just because through the evolution, microevolution, and the development of brain. This development of brain, that's why today we are discussing and we are thinking, because we have the reasoning capacity and we have the sensation of which we can determine and we can point it out why the saving earth is essential. The other animal kingdom, those other animals, they are not bothered for that. That they are depending upon the natural selection. When the Darwin said that the survival is the fittest, this surviving is dependent upon two aspects. One is the interspecific and intraspecific. So they are surviving. When the nature is surviving, it is also for us. The nature has given us to sustain, then we are sustaining. Otherwise, it is not possible for us to sustain because we know everything. The human being and invented all the potentialities of the earth and the planet Earth. But using and disusing, that is the main factor. In which way we will use it, our natural resources, we can protect it, and which way we can disuse it. We are, if there is extreme disusal, that means there is a very dangerous situation may come. So which is continuing this natural situation. And this mineral also we are using for our betterment, for our development of life. And this is the natural resources. If it is regenerating, that means it is all right. If it is the destroying, that means it is not possible for us to restoring on that. Next is the ceremonies. Ceremonies, you know, there is a to restore the 5 energies. हम लोग कहते हैं ना, जब आत्मा हमारे अंदर से बाहर निकल जाते हैं तो तब क्या होता है ना, पंचभूत में वो विलीन हो जाते हैं. ये क्या है पंचभूत? आत्मा अविनश्वर है, आत्मा की कोई डेथ नहीं होते हैं, आत्मा ऐसा ही रहते हैं. ये जो सेंसेशन, दैट इज द सेरेमोनियल सेंसेशन. व्हाई इट इज? बिकॉज देयर आर 5 energies which is restoring in our planet Earth. One is the heat energy, second is the electric energy, then it is the light energy, then the wind energy and magnetism. These 5 energy are restoring our earth, and it is sustaining in our earth, of which we are ceremony. That means we are breathing and we are maintaining, using our electricity. We are doing the wind energy for the generating electricity. So there are so many scopes are there which we are implementation, and we are doing our implementation of our brain. Then we are enjoying this ceremony, enjoying these energies. That is the ceremonial. And one more thing is, I'm coming to the next point, that is the meditation. Meditation is another one thing, that is the spiritualism. Spiritualism is a required point. Why spiritualism? Because every Upanishad, Gita, Bible, Quran, Tripitaka, wherever we can find it out, there are the spiritual aspects they have emphasized on. What are those spiritual? That means we have to the ceremony, we have to practice ceremony through the spiritual aspect. That is, we can inhale, exhale. We can make our atma in control. We can develop our third eye through the spiritualism. So actually spiritualism is giving you the enormous energy, that the cosmic energy, the energy is surrounding in our, but it is our capability and credentiality that we can enjoy it, we can practice it through our regular practices of spiritualism. And this spiritualism, we can say that आत्मा अविनश्वर, तो आत्मा की कोई मृत्यु नहीं होती है, क्योंकि आत्मा क्या करते हैं ना, एक एनर्जी से अनदर एनर्जी में ट्रांसफॉर्म होते हैं. सो any living being, when it is the death is coming, that means the soul energy is transformed to the soul energy is the heat energy, because when we are living, that means our body is heated, and when the soul is outside of our body, that means our body become cold. So that is considered as the heat energy. That heat energy may transform into maybe the wind energy, maybe the electric energy, maybe the magnetism. So this aspect science has not yet been entered or reached to the particular point, but it is the fact that it is the energy which can transform. There is no such mrityu has happened after the demise. So then it has come, then the songs. Songs is another one invention of the human being, because the Sarigama Padhani, this seven rhythm, which is our life. Because with this song, we can do the symbolization. Songs have a symbol. Every sa has a symbol. Ga has a symbol, Re has a symbol. So this symbolization is very important for us, because first speaking started with the symbolization, then the imagination. With this song, whatever imagination, if we can listen a song, the bad song or good song, the enjoyment song, whatever we are listening, that is giving us the imagination point of view. And then if we can imagine it, then we can visualize it. Without imagination, there is no visualization. That is, the songs has a very good aspect and implementation, or the songs have a particular point in this safe art. Just because we have saved art through this musical, the natural music, that natural music, we can point it out, for the rivers music, the sea music, they have their own sound system. And this sound system is giving the, generate the musical aspect, that is the different type of songs. And this songs is giving us the awareness, at the same time the power. So awareness, we can aware ourselves which song is good for us. And here this audiovisual technique, which is very important right at this moment. So the person, those who are slow reader, slow learner, they can, if you can use the audiovisual system, they can study, and they can make their imagination system the brain power through these songs and audiovisual technique. Next point is prayers. Prayers is very important, because asking for the assistance. Through prayer, we always ask for assistance. What assistance we needed? What assistant for in every aspects of our life. So praying and prayer is a very important point for the saving our art. Now today itself we are asking, so how to save our world, how to save our art, because we have realized that our art is a very good planet, and it is art is very nice. We cannot destroy art, because for our surviving, art is needed. There's a sacred practices which is followed in each and every individual life and social system, in tribal society, in human society, caste peasant society, in the general caste peasant society. Everywhere we are practicing sacred practices, but of which what we have to establish, we are establishing our potentiality and our reliability and strength for the on this planet Earth. And this afterwards, this sacred practice is giving us the loving and appreciation for the nature and art. Loving and appreciation, if we cannot love our nature, we cannot survive our nature. So love is a power, love is a enjoy, love is a potentiality, love is a sensation, love is everything. So if we can love our art, our nature, then only we can survive, and we can place ourselves in the peace. So we need the harmony for this living art. Next point is the practical ideas. What is those practical ideas? Those practical ideas is connection with the energies like space, sea, then water, educational aspect, then medicinal sciences with the society, for the society at large. And this is the sixth point. This 6 point, why 6 point? Now we always say that we have a six senses. What is the six senses? That means the connection. I am feeling for today that if I want a rasgulla, so there is no scope to getting this rasgulla today itself. But in my sixth sense are telling that I can get this rasgulla, and within half an hour, I don't know. Maybe it is not speculation, but our sensation. But my sensation has given me the rasgulla by sitting over here at the midnight also. So that's why it is a God and the sacred practices which is giving us and encourage us for this saving our art. At the same time, last point is implementation. if there is no implementation, that means the no creation may happen. If we can imagine it, then we have to implement it. So implementation is the main factor for this functional aspect. So functional aspect is needed for the saving of Earth in this planet. So this is the anthropological point of view. Just because of the Anthropocene, that means the human beings started the saving Earth, and human beings survive with the all peripheral Nike and all the planets and animal kingdoms, and for the society at large, whatever endeavor has done by the human being also only. So that's why it is our duty to save the our Earth, and the Ayush have the most important duty to protect our medicinal point of view, ethical points of view, spiritual point of view, and every aspect Ayush have a first priority to save us. This is the main thing. Then we can give the very good, planet Earth for our next generation. So if we can destroy today Earth, so we cannot give the present, the next generation, the clean Earth. So our duty to give the next generation clean Earth, to protect the Earth at first. And Ayush has the important potentiality and important, responsibility. And the Ayush has the responsibility to restore Earth for the next generation. Thank you very much. Thanks to the all to giving me such an opportunity to say something on this way. Thank you very much.
Excellent, madam, excellent. Madam, I was really unbelievable that you have stopped talking. Great. Agnew,
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
And then invite Dr. Sekar then, please.
Yeah, she has very, very rightly gave the say examples for 7 colors of your 7 oceans, the way personified the status of our Earth in the terms of the human being, how they are managing their body with the help of the Panch Mahabhutas, and so these are there on Earth also. And as per the 3 kingdoms, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, the mineral kingdom, they are all available over our Earth planet. So it's very, very important that we should proceed further intelligently for the life of Earth and for the life, saving the life of the residents living over Earth. This is what the main convey. So if we are all be cooperative and be sensitive for everybody's life, the life of planet Earth will also survive, and the Earth planet will be saved in its natural form as much as it can be. Thank you so much, madam, for your great and intelligent presentation. And with these words, I thank you again. And again, I would like to invite Dr. Saikat Kumar Vasuji, an evergreen person, as the Earth's planet should be, naturally so green, so that his knowledge, his presence of mind, his approach over each and every subject is so vital. It's so practical that we all amazed to listen whatever he delivers on every invitation and every appearance as a guest speaker. So with these words, I invite Dr. Saikat Kumar Vasuji for his presentation. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Agnihotriji. Thank you, Dr. Sharmaji. Thanks so much for inviting me once again to this platform. I'm very honored with the kind words that you shared. I also want to extend my sincere gratitude to Professor Sanyal Mukherjee, Madam, for an outstanding deliberation she made today, and its environmental philosophy, and has very nicely discussed the entire topic. And I am very much personally enriched through the very nice approach that she explained all the challenges and problems. So while she has highlighted upon the philosophy or the philosophical aspect, I am going to highlight on the political science aspect. Now, why is this important? I'm going to talk about the geopolitics of why, like, we are all aware that we need to do positive changes. We need to make positive changes on the earth to make significant impact on the global biodiversity, conservation of forests, reduce climate change impacts, and etc., etc. But we are not being able to do that very efficiently. What we are finding is every few years, the head of the governments, the head of the states, head of the various international organizations associated with this environmental conservation and protection are getting together. But all we are getting together is an unanimous decision of having another date for another round of discussion. And this has been going on for the past few decades. I do not think that personally, internationally, we have achieved very big goals with respect to environmental protection and conservation. As such, this is my personal view. There are ticks and bits or cosmetic changes, ornamental changes that we have made, but I don't think this is good enough for what we are saying about saving Earth for our next generation. What we have done or what we have achieved collectively on across the planet Earth, by the role played by various nations together, by working in their different countries under their frames of constitution and their legalities, is a bare minimum. This is nothing compared to what we need to do. And we are failing to do this. Are we not aware that we are failing about this? Like, forget about India. Think about countries like the European Union, United Kingdom, USA, Canada, Australia, all the powerful nations of the world, members of the G7 countries. They don't know. They cannot make positive changes. They have made so much changes that has changed world history many times. Why is this time we are not being able to take concrete steps to protect our environment for our future generation? This is where I say, and this is my personal opinion, is that geopolitics has a great game to play. And we are all victims of this geopolitical issue, whether it is United States, whether it is India, whether it is Canada, or whether it is European Union. We are falling apart in achieving our goals in protecting our environment while looking into this geopolitical issue. Let me explain in as simple terms as possible. Now, around the world, we have governments. Around the world, we have governments. Most of the countries around the world are democratic countries, and there is a regular election after a few years, maybe after 4 years in case of US, Canada, after every 5 years in case of countries like India. But this democratic process involves the government and the incumbent government to ask for votes from the people, and people then rate them on the basis of the performance that they have made or the new parties that have emerged. They are making new promises and stuff, and then the voting is done and a new government is elected, or the same government is allowed to continue a next term and things like that. This is a democratic process that is mostly followed throughout the world. India is no different from that other part. But because of these vote politics, because of this dependence of all the major political parties, particularly those who are in the government, I am saying this is irrespective of developed or developing or underdeveloped countries, irrespective of whether we are talking about Japan, India, Russia, or Korea, or United Kingdom or France. This is the story of every single country on this planet Earth. And what is that story? The story is that over the world, various giant multinational companies has emerged. I'm not going to take the name of any such companies or institution, but I'm suggesting that these large multinational companies or other big companies operating in various countries are an important stakeholders in our democratic process. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because these companies spend a humongous amount of money for holding elections. They give rich donation to all political parties, whether in government, whether in opposition, at their free will, so that they can run the election cost, and so that they can do their campaigning, they can boost their campaign prospects. And these campaigning today around the world, and this is kind of a sophisticated advertisement that needs huge amount of money, involving hundreds and thousands of dollars. Where do these huge money come for these political parties? Whether in India or overseas, none of these companies, none of these political parties are industries, or they make products which they can sell in the market and they can generate money. They collect some money from the people as a part of a levy or as a part of a donation from the ordinary citizens, but this is insignificant compared to the cost needed to run an election, to run a campaign, to run into the office. Who supplies this money? These multinational companies, or these giant companies, these offshore companies, or even the indigenous big companies, or industrialists, the billionaires, the millionaires, the trillionaires, who are a parts and parcel of this new government. They pay money to all parties. Now, what is happening is these are not philanthropic organizations. These are business communities. So if they are giving money to a particular political party and helping them to win the election because they are placing them in an advance or in an advantage with their other competing political parties because of their more campaigning ability, more money poured into their campaign program and process, is in exchange for some goodies. Nothing comes free in this world. So, in exchange of this hefty amount of money these rich companies pay to the political parties in every other country in the planet, in northern or southern hemisphere, or eastern or western hemisphere, has tied the hands of the people who then next get into the government. Whether it's an American president, where is the president of France, or the prime minister of UK, or the prime minister of Japan, or the president of Russia. Everyone is tied up because these big people or these big companies have put their money as an investment. This is not free money. I have helped you to win you the election and put you in the government. Now you need to give me this tax break. I need this amount of land in a forested area. I need to build this industry in these particular sensitive areas. And then the government people will go on there. They will flout the rules. They will make modification, make accommodation, changes. Sometimes the opposition parties will make huge loud and cry. Eventually, they will also get a part of the share. And at the end, all the political parties are happy, and out of these arises the industrial or agricultural growth in which these multinational companies or giant companies or offshore companies become richer and richest on our planet. So it is said that 5% of the people holds the global resources of, and the remaining 95% we just survive. Some are moderate, some are poor, some are very poor, some are suffering from abject poverty, some have nothing to lose. They are so poor, they have nothing more to lose in their life. So 5%, say 3 to 5% of the people around the world is holding our destiny, our economy, our politics, and our geopolitics. So if I have taken money from you for my plastic industrial growth, now I have to support you. So the president of the United States have no authority now to change or make significant rules or changes to curb down their plastic production. Same appears in other countries. Why they are putting fingers and identifying, asking India and China and other developing countries, you should cut down on your plastic industries because this is creating pollution and nuisance to the global. You have such a huge pollution, you have such a huge population, you are extensively using those resources, you are extensively helping the growth of these plastic industries, and we are the whole world is being impacted because of that. But where are these big giant plastic companies located? They are located in Western Hemisphere or developed countries. They are located in USA, they are located in European Union, UK, Canada, Australia, and other powerful nations of the world. And from those countries, these companies are operating offshores in other countries under different names. And will America ever cut down their plastic industry? Because if they will cut down their plastic industry, there will be implications in the job market. Hundreds and thousands of people associated with the plastic industry in the United States will lose job. Will United States ever cut down on their automobile industry production? More car, more fuel, more pollution. United States will never do that, because if they will cut down on their motor production or motor vehicle production, this is going to impact the lifestyle of the local people. How many people can afford cars in a country like we may have a substantially the world's largest population, but does everyone in India holds a car or is owner of a car? No. But in an American family, there are, if it is a 5-member family, a husband has a car, the wife has a car, each of the 3 kids have a car. They do not use public transportation. This is the lifestyle. They're using all their vehicles. They're using all kinds of plastic products and stuff. And they are not ready to sacrifice a single aspect of their life for the benefits that they have got. And the government there is afraid of making people angry by making any modification to their industrial and agricultural law, because this will impact their lifestyle, this will impact their job market, this will impact their revenue generation, this will impact their tax system, because huge amount of tax comes from the tobacco companies, plastic production companies, chemical companies, and biotechnological companies, and the motor vehicle companies. So if there is any cut down on the production by these foreign governments in their own country, their own existence in the government is then questioned. We don't know how long they can continue as a part of the government, but everyone wants to complete their term, and hence the only choice left to them is compromise and pointing fingers to others to take action, while myself, I am not going to take any action. Now you tell me, is it possible to make any significant global impact in cutting down pollution, in reducing the impact of climate change with such a selfish attitude? It is impossible. So we are at the crossroads. We are at the point of a very difficult time where every country on this planet is looking for alternatives, but in their own way, they are not ready to work on a common platform. Western countries are not ready to transfer the technologies that they have developed for meeting their various sustainable goals, or using alternative energy resources, or other energy efficient systems to the poor countries, because they think that countries like India and China, if they give the prototype of the system, they can make through their system very cheaper versions of this, and the huge amount of money and time that they have spent on those research will be boasted, the intellectual property right will be crushed, and the profits that they make through by selling this technology will be gone. But think about a country like Sri Lanka, Maldives, or Madagascar. These are extremely poor countries. If we are asking them to make changes or accommodations in their industrial and agricultural processes, they need these alternative technology. They cannot invest this amount of money for recreating, regenerating, rediscovering, or finding these new technologies. They are dependent on other countries to provide them with those technologies, but this will never be provided by the Western countries because they are afraid of losing the edge in the technology market. At the same time, they are also afraid of being copied and released and compete in the market with cheaper versions of their own technology from countries like India, China, Russia. Now, if this is the selfish picture of the global world or the global picture, then there is very little hope that we can make significant global impact with respect to climate change, which is the single biggest factor that is impacting our planet. If we are looking for protecting our next generation, we have to do something for reducing the impacts of the climate change. But for that, not one country, not one government, not two people or three people, or making small changes here, or what I call it cosmetic and ornamental changes, we can make any big impact. Every country on the planet, all the major countries, powerful, from the developed, underdeveloped, and the developing curve, the first world and the third world countries, the eastern and the western hemisphere nations, or the northern and southern hemisphere nations, needs to come together on a common platform. We all need to make sacrifices together, which is a distant dream, because none of the countries are ready to make those sacrifices in cutting down their industries, in cutting down their agriculture, in cutting down their economic growth for the betterment of the world, for the betterment of their environment. They are always asking the other country to take the steps, while they are not ready to take any steps out of the fear that it will have outrages in that country. If our Prime Minister passes a rule which completely closes all the plastic factories in India, what will happen? Do we have any alternative employment arrangement for these people who are associated with the plastic industries around the country, across the country? Hundreds and thousands, I say millions of people are involved with the plastic industry. If we stop them by law, the hundreds and thousands and millions of people in India become jobless. Will it not lead to political instability in the country, economic disparity, and further environmental deterioration and degradation? People do not have even money to buy things. Will any Indian government irrespective of the current government, will ever take this step. Because if you take this step and there is unemployment, if there is decrease in the economic growth of the country, people will be against you. They will vote you out of your seat. And who benefits? The opposition benefits, but they will do the same thing once they are getting into the government. But for the moment, the political party in power loses it because they have taken steps for long-term future sustainable goal objectives in protecting our planet for the next generation. So this particular geopolitical issue of losing popular vote, of not being able to hold government, is pushing countries in only coming together to make ornamental changes, having discussions, fights on a common platform, and then make compromises, providing another date, setting another target date by which all these countries are going to make some sacrifices to cut down on the global warming and climate change issues or reduce the level of pollution. So this is the real challenge that we have in our hand. And the only solution is that equal contribution and equal sacrifices from all countries, rich and poor, developed or underdeveloping, to make significant changes at the global level. One country making changes will have very little impact. It may have an inspirational impact. It could be an international model. It could be highly appreciated. But for having global impact on controlling climate change, global warming, and related issues, it is the roles and responsibilities of several governments of all the continents that are involved in politics, of all the recognized 195 countries or 197 countries that we have under United Nations, where the governments or the elected governments have to take responsibility, have to take uneasy steps, have to take non-popular legislations which are meant for long-term environmental protection. But the question is, who is going to put the bail on the cat? With this, I conclude my session, not being able to give you a very bright hope for the future, but with this one particular emotional appeal saying, to save Earth for the next generation, we all need to sacrifice today. We need to sacrifice our today for giving a better future for our tomorrow generation. Thank you. It has been a pleasure to be a part of this program. And thank you again for inviting me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You just touched the other aspect of getting the planet Earth disturbed, of course, by human beings. That is the geopolitical aspect. And you very clearly talked about the things, the situation running right now in our country, Bharat, because the elections are attended and everything possible is happening in a manner, one cannot say whether fair or unfair, but the things are going on. The real situation is, and you also highlighted, so was the case with the world condition. Every time when the elections are there are so many hidden stories are also taking place, and they do their role. And the persons involved behind it, they get the benefit of it. So thank you so much. And really, your sincere worried is really of worth value, that it is the human being who can still manage to see, though the time has gone, still can manage something for the betterment and better life of the human beings here in our planet Earth. So you are the master person on this issue to talk to any volume or to any longer time. Thank you so much for giving your so important time and experience to share with us. And your message will go a long way to see our own activities, our own deeds, that how can we be able to save our planet Earth in any way, by any tiny word, if possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Agnihotriji. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think our almost only Sutappa Vardhanji madam is also with us. If she would like to comment upon today's topic, Earth Planet Savings Relations. She is most welcome. She can give some values and some wishes regarding the today's topic. We are very much eager and we are anxious enough to think that what type of planet Earth we are making available for the generation next. Madam Sutappa Vardhanji, if you are listening us, I think you may also add on something, some points, some ideas which may be practical and be owned by every individual for saving our planet. Or I think it is just going to strike 11, and I think all the persons, both of you, have given a very precious and important instructions, and the real situation which has happened already for our planet, not only in our Bharat country, but all over the world, things are happening the same way. We are the most separate being, having a highest population and very dense population. The area is not that much which should be needed for such a huge population, whereas other countries are having a good amount of these geographical fields and areas and having a lesser population. Then that way, it is our for ourselves, it is more and more dangerous, and that how will we able to make available the drinking water and the good amount of oxygenated air for the human beings which are here in our country. So with these words, I think it is the right time to say goodbye and thank again to all of you for your continuation presentation. And your blessings are always with us, but with our ISES platform. So thank you so much. And I think it's a Shubhratri. Good night to all. Over to Professor Pawan Sharma ji for closing. Professor Pawan Sharma ji, I think I'll inform him by phone. And
yeah, thank you and good night. Okay.
Thank you. Good
night.